Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Movie. And this week's big movie is Tron Ares. Saw it on last Thursday. So it was like the day before it came out. So that was what, the ninth? So I saw that on the ninth. And then, trust me when I tell you, I had no expectations for this movie. So that day, well, the day before I looked and there wasn't many seats taken. And I mean like two. So the next day, I'm at the gym with my buddy Jeff. We're lifting weights, and I'm like, "Oh, you just reminded me. I gotta order my ticket because right after the theater, or right after the gym, I was gonna go to the theater, grab lunch, watch the movie, and then I'm looking at the what do you call it, the numbers, seeing what's taken, what's not. Only 3 seats were taken in this film, in this theater, and I'm like, what? I thought people would be like itching to see this. I was really scared. I'm like, that is not good for the box office. And now I actually want to see how it did. Dude, are you kidding me? Tron Ares stumbles with $33.5 million debut. Mind you, the Smashing Machine opened to $6 million. So you're telling me that Tron Morbius, actually, I'm working on that one. That one might get coined soon by Hollywood. Gotta make sure they're not listening to me again. But you're telling me that Tron Ares did better than the Smashing Machine. I'll say this. Oh gosh. Tron Ares was better than the Smashing Machine. I said it. And you know how Let's Talk Movie is. We're going to be talking spoilers. We're going to be talking cast. We're going to be talking about potentials for a future, if there is a future in this franchise. So we will see. I know it's so itchy. Itchy. But Tron Ares. So I'm watching it. Cinematography is great. That's something that they never get wrong. They always exceed with flying colors. The cinematography is great. There are so many dynamic shots, though there were a couple shots that I do have gripes with. At the same time, I don't know how they would do it differently, depending on how things would be done. Maybe like more close-up shots. But when you have the speed bikes from the grid into the real world, what I struggled with was that the shots looked like I was watching The Flash on CW. Not like out of quality, but out of, I don't know, remembering what The Flash looked like on the show. And there were a couple scenes where they were cutting to the bikes, and then they were cutting to people on computers. And I felt like I was watching a scene where Flash is dealing with somebody who's really fast, and Team Flash has to help him stop him. I was like, hold on. Stop. Came here to see Tron, not Flash. Like I said, they could have changed some of the camera work and the cutaways, but that's like a little nitpick. If you watch a lot of shit, you're gonna have some experience that feels too reminiscent. You know what I mean? So people are calling Jared Leto the new franchise killer. Maybe. I'd probably say yes, considering he had no business at all being in Morbius. Like, what are we doing? And I said it in my review. If you haven't checked it, it's without spoilers. Card will be up there. But Jared Leto is like riding the coattails of an act that he did 15 years ago. And yet Hollywood is still trusting in him to lead a franchise. I disagree. Now there is some backwards insight on this. So after Tron Legacy came out, because I also watched that before the movie, because it's been 15 years. It's probably been 15 since I last watched it too. And I like Tron Ares or Legacy. I mean, I don't I don't hate Tron Ares. I don't love it, but it's still it still serves something for me. Like I said, the cinematography, phenomenal. Having 9-inch nails do the score, that was a good choice. Dude, like as alive as you need me to be, infiltrator in it, 100% expendable. What's the other one? I know you can feel it, dude. Because I've been listening to the score. It's really good. It's very good, and it really puts you in the Tron universe, which is like a big plus. I feel like Daft Punk really blazed a trail when they took on helming the musical score for that one. And allegedly, they were going to be part of. Back to my original point here. Excuse me. So, Tron Ascension was supposed to be the sequel to Legacy. It got greenlit directly after Tron Legacy came out. Then, with the acquisition of Star Wars from Lucasfilm as well as Marvel in the same year, they put the Tron Ascension sequel on the back burner. And they put all their coins on Star Wars, which bad idea, and Marvel, which ended up being very prosperous, but now they're like in recovery again. So it's a new ball game, and it's like they messed up with Star Wars, and so now they're going back to the original piece, Tron. Alrighty then, just do whatever you want, I guess. So with Tron Ares, aka Tron Ascension, they wanted Jared Leto to be helming this, and he was down. He was down to star in it, Tron Ascension, as it gets on the back burner. Then the script gets picked up again in 2019. He says, "Hey, I still want to do this." And the studio eventually said, "Okay, you're our guy." Why? Why did we think that was okay? You know? Tron Ares got morbed. That's for sure. And the thing is, like, because this just happened as well with Smashing Machine. Rock wanted to play Mark Kerr. This was apparently something that's been in the works since 2019. So you had Tron Ares and you also have Smashing Machine simultaneously, 2019. Isn't that weird? 2019, Rock wanted to be Mark Kerr. That's when all of this kind of started. He did that same thing for Black Adam. He hogged Black Adam for 10, 15 plus years. I believe like back in 2010, 2012, he expressed how he wanted to be Black Adam. And people were like, "Oh, be Shazam. Oh, be this, be that." And he's like, "No, I want Black Adam. And I want him to fight Superman." What? What are we doing? Rock just wanted to make himself the center of the DC universe. The hierarchy of power of the DC universe is about to change. But going back to Tron Ares, I'm not talking about The Rock for another 40 minutes. I have that already. If you want to watch it, watch last week's Let's Talk movie, as well as the Hollywood Has a Rock Problem. I'll try and remember to put a card. But Tron Ares, I really liked Greta Lee, Eve Kim. It was an interesting swerve, I guess, of a character. I thought she was going to be a little more rigid, a little more stiff as a character, but she's a little more fluid. And I think the fluidity comes from the arc of her sister. But they kind of forget about that entire arc. And I understood why. but I feel like for the untrained eye, ear, view, people aren't going to get it. Or they're going to say, like, well, it was done lazily. Is that a word? Lazy? Lazily? I think lazily is a word. Basically, it was half assed. The comedic relief, I forget his name, but he's been in a couple other things. What's his name? Arturo Castro. He plays Seth. He did good here. Like kind of like that Aquafina type of comedic relief that like comes in real quick. You don't really care about them, but you laugh because they said something that really helps break the tension right away. So he was good. Evan Peters was really good as Julian Dillinger. I was a little surprised. I need more American Horror Story. Just letting you know. Need that ASAP Nast. Feel me? Gotta get more. Now, Cameron Monaghan, because there were some strange appearances, and I'll get to Cameron in a second. The first one I noticed, I was like, the hell is Gary V doing here? Fast forward like maybe 10 minutes. Is Bella Poarch announcing? What time zone am I in right now? What area of TikTok did I magically sequester myself into? Then fast forward, I think a little more, and I see Cameron Monaghan. And I'm like, oh, he might have like a bigger role in Tron. All right. I'm down. I'm hooked. And you don't use him. He's just mysteriously gone. So something definitely happened there, at least. What? No idea. But I would love to know. I would love to know if he had a bigger role or if it was just like a quick little cameo saying like, oh, hey, maybe. To tell the truth, I have no idea. Athena, who kind of turned into the villain. I thought her role was good. I thought it served what it needed to serve, if that makes any sense. Between that and like the Dillinger greed, she fed right into that, and it led to her being like the big bad. And Elizabeth Dillinger, played by Gillian Anderson, is just to her own son, like, what have you done? He's like, shut up, Mom. I don't even know what I did. But then to go into, let's say Jeff Bridges' part in this. So you have the pioneer, the man who starred in the very original. Okay. And when did the original Tron came out? When did the original Tron come out? So that's 1982. Okay. Tron Legacy came out in 2010. So just right there is already nearly 30 years. Add another 15. And guess what? Jeff Bridges is still here. But guess what? He's only in it for like 5 minutes. And I was like, what? No. I need more Kevin Flynn. Because this is who started all this. I need to take it away. Like, why? I understand that he, in Tron Legacy, quote unquote, sacrificed himself, but he's always within the grid. So he never truly died. But to me, that also says something about permanence, which is the whole point of this movie. Or not permanence, permanence. And it's like, it's hard because I feel like Tron Ares will be very enjoyable for the right people. And it's a movie, it's a piece of art, so it's subjective to say who even the right audience is. because I feel like even if you're not a Tron fan, which I'm not the world's biggest Tron fan, but I do like it. The visuals are amazing. The music's cool. I love the setting in the grid. Gives me like very neo Gotham vibes. I love that. I love the techno. Like anytime I think techno, I think Tron. Anytime I think Daft Punk or digital, I think Tron. And I remember somebody bringing up an interview that Jared Leto said how he loves Tron. Like he is a super fan of Tron. He said Tron changed his life creatively. Whether or not I agree with any of that, I don't know. But let's get into the ending. As I did talk about Athena, the villain. Is there a future for this franchise? They they laid some seeds. I'll say that for sure. They laid some seeds with Ares. You know, like I said, he's trying to hunt down the permanents, as is Julian Dillinger and Eve Kim. So Ares wants the permanence code from Eve. Eve finds it before Julian. Julian hacks into um, Encom, the company that Eve Kim is CEOing, to try and get the code. Ends up going bad because his prints of the code can only last like 29 minutes. And she prints an orange tree and it lasts for longer than 4 hours. And he's like, holy shit, she got the code. I need the code. And then he tells Athena, get the code by whatever means necessary. Kills his mom. She's like, you said whatever means necessary. And he's like, why would you do that? So now fast forward to the ending. And to escape, Julian puts himself in the grid. So when the credits cut, Jesus, it's like a little quick mid-credit scene, and you see Julian in the grid, and he grabs what looks to be like the master control, aka your, what do you call it? Your disc. Yeah. Your disc. And he grabs it and he looks like he's taking the silhouetted form of the original Dillinger. So there's that. Going back to Jared Leto, who is now, you know, Pinocchio's a real boy. He's now permanent off the grid. He's permanently in the real world. So his way of exploring the world is to find out more about it, but also to continue the story of Tron Legacy. He's going to find Cora, who was played by Olivia Wilde in Tron Legacy. That being said, are we also going to see Sam? Because they had the newspaper article that showed the picture of Sam and Cora. But there was another picture that was more present day that showed Cora. So, is it just going to focus on Cora? Or is Sam going to be with her? I think they did that just in case, because honestly, if you put in a picture like that, it kind of leads to think like, okay, they're down to continue this franchise. Otherwise, they wouldn't do that. So my big thing is it just going to be Cora? Because that was going to be the big story for Tron Ascension, was going to be Cora finding out how she wasn't really good with the real world. Like she didn't like it. So anyway, are they going to continue it? If they do, and you continue with the amazing visuals and great soundtrack, sign me up. However, let's not wait 15 more years for this, because I feel like that's a huge setback for people. And that's why they're so critical about this movie. They're critical about it because they've been waiting 15 years for something. Granted, there was I believe it's an animated show, Tron Uprising. There was that, and people have said it's really good. I haven't watched it, but it's 15 years. Think about it this way. Let's say Spider-Man 3 never came out. Let's say we only got Spider-Man 2 back in 2004. And let's say this day right now, let's say October 14th, 2025, as we're recording this, Sam Raimi says, Spider-Man 3. Of course, you're going to be up in your seat like, oh my God, it's happening. We're getting another Spider-Man. That's how a lot of Tron fans are. That's how they were when Tron Ares was announced. Like, oh my God, it's been 15 years. We're getting a Tron movie. People would be the exact same way. I bet you right now. If Sam Raimi tweeted, let's say right now, Spider-Man 4 out May 2027. You kidding me? Even my Twitter. Oh my God. This is not a drill, guys. This is not a drill. Spider-Man 4 is happening. That's how Tron fans were for this. And so when they say, God, we've been waiting 15 years for this, you got to think about it this way. Like I said earlier, they put all of their coins into Star Wars after Legacy because Star Wars was big. Tron was Disney's Star Wars. And when Disney got Star Wars, you didn't need Tron no more. So the reason why we could have had this back in, let's say, 2012, 2014, 15-ish. Let's say we got this back then. I can honestly say it would be regarded higher than what it is right now. That's my opinion. I'll say that. So, no, I don't believe it's the worst movie in the world. I just think it's a victim of one, bad timing. I feel like timing can really mess up a movie. I feel like that's what happened with Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow itself just wasn't a very good movie, but regardless of that, I think timing does play a factor. I just don't think we see it all the time just yet. So, Tron Ares wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it because I wasn't sure what it wanted to be. You know, sci-fi, action, comedy, thriller, hard to tell. I'm a little hopeful as to the future, but not if you're going to keep Jared Leto. You know, a lot of people are bringing up his bad stuff. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, to me, he's not a good actor. He plays this guy who's numb all the time. Numb. He's basically a robot. You ask him to play a robot, fine. Like here, he played a quote unquote program. I don't know. But as I'm recording this weekend I'll be going to see the Black Phone 2. Oh, I am so excited. And you know why I'm extra excited? Because I'm going to be seeing it in a drive-in theater. That's right. That's right by me. I was talking to my girlfriend and I said, you know, I want to watch the Black Phone. It's coming out this weekend. But, you know, I want to have lunch or dinner somewhere and then see if maybe the drive-in has it. Sure enough, they got it. So real quick, I'm going to do another Patreon plug. That's right. Patreon.com/Brennan Aries. Patreon.com/Brennan Aries, where you can see our new watch along series for the month of October. We are rewatching. Well, I've never seen any of them except for one, but we are watching the Conjuring universe right now. So I had just finished watching at the time of recording this. Let's see. I have The Conjuring 2 coming up. So I watched Annabelle Comes Home and The Curse of La Llorona. So patreon.com/Brandon Aries, because guess what? You also get Let's Talk Movie 3 days early. So you're probably listening to this or watching it on YouTube on a Monday morning. But guess what? You could be listening or watching this on a Friday morning. on patreon.com/Brandon Aries. And guess what? We're also in our watch along of Tulsa King. And trust me when I say this, I am taking suggestions. I know I'm doing this stuff right now, but I'm happy to take suggestions. So comment below any movies you're thinking about, any TV shows you're thinking about, and we'll give them a shot here in the sanctuary. Because we like to talk movie, we like to talk TV, and we like to talk anything else that you'd like to talk about. That would be whether it's superheroes or technology. Don't talk to me too much about the socioeconomic climate of this world because, quite frankly, movies and TV are mediums of escaping all that. So become a free member today at patreon.com/Brandon Aries. Woo! Movies, man. The Conjuring franchise has been something. So I'm watching it in a specific order that my buddy Jeff gave me. So this is like a canonical order that actually lines up well with telling the entire story. Like Annabelle, The Conjuring, and The Nun are all connected, as well as The Curse of La Llorona. Those are all connected. So it starts off with The Nun. So when I was first introduced to this universe, it was just from the first movie. I think that was the only one I've ever seen. And then I never watched anything else. I just was not a fan of those movies. And then my girlfriend's not really a fan of like demonic type movies. So naturally, I just didn't really watch them. Now for Patreon and spooky season, we're watching them, and I've been really enjoying them. I think my favorite so far, I think I want to say either the original Conjuring or the original Nun. For Annabelle so far, because I just watched the third one, the most recent one they did, and that was Annabelle Comes Home. I think my favorite one is Annabelle Creation. I felt like there was a little more story there. Um, I haven't seen the Nun 2 yet, so I haven't been able to rank those with each other. And then I haven't seen both Conjurings. I've seen like snippets of the Conjuring 2, but there's also the Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. And there's also the newest Conjuring that came out, which is supposed to be like the last one, Last Rites. I don't know if they're going to make more after that, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's like, will there be another? It'd be awesome if I could spell after Last Rites. Uh, oh, okay. So yes, there will be more Conjuring movies, but The Conjuring Last Rites is the final one for the main series featuring Ed and Lorraine Warren. The franchise will continue through spin-offs and potential prequels or new main series installments with different characters. Wow. People are already theorizing 8 potential movies after Last Rites. Wow. Okay, so this is mostly just like the ending for Lorraine and Ed Warren. And I mean, I had just watched, I believe it was Annabelle Comes Home. Yeah, I think it was Annabelle Comes Home. And at the end of it, because it was, I think it came out in 2019. So at the end of it, you had in loving memory of Ed and Lorraine Warren, because Lorraine Warren passed away in 2019. She was 92. Ed Warren passed away in 2006. He was 79, I believe. But anyway, that's enough facts for The Conjuring. Just to let y'all know what we got going in the pipeline for Patreon, for YouTube, and all that. Again, patreon.com/Brandon Aries. Become a member today. And you can do whatever. And that's right. Let's Talk Movie is on Spotify. We're on YouTube, and we're on Patreon. Still working to try and get us on Apple Podcasts, but it's a process. Process we will bear together. So again, that's going to do it for Let's Talk Movie episode 9, 10. You know, sometimes you do these and then you start to forget. I'm going to reach in my I can't believe I forgot this. I'm like, been so excited for this. I believe this is going to be episode 10. It is. How wonderful. Thank you all so much for staying here as long as you did. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.